I gave both AIs one prompt. Build me a horror game. From scratch. No assets, no templates, no help from me. Just code. One of them built something genuinely unsettling in 2 conversations. The other spent the entire session patching broken code and never finished. This is what happened. No frameworks, no game engines, no assets downloaded from anywhere. Just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Three.js loaded from a single CDN link. Same prompt, both AIs. See who wins. The game I chose was the Backrooms. If you don't know what the Backrooms is, imagine this. Endless corridors, yellow wallpaper everywhere, fluorescent lights that flicker for no reason, the constant feeling that something is watching you from the other end of the hallway, and no exit. I wrote one detailed prompt covering everything. The maze structure, the fog, the audio, the ghost anomalies, the controls. Everything in one shot. Same prompt, pasted into both AIs. ChatGPT went first, and right away, it told me something I didn't expect. It said the game was too large to generate in one response, so it offered to build it in parts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3.
This is fine.
Part 1 came out clean. Scene setup, controls, the wallpaper texture, fog, loading screen. Looked promising, honestly. Part 2 added the maze. 20 by 20 grid, walls, floor, ceiling. Part 3 was supposed to be the good stuff. Lighting, collision, ghosts, flashlight. But that's when everything started breaking. First error. Shader uniforms count exceeds max fragment uniform vectors. Black screen. Nothing loading. Turns out ChatGPT had placed hundreds of point lights across the entire maze at once. The GPU hit its limit. The whole thing just crashed. Fixed that, ran it again. Now everything was bright yellow. Completely flat lighting. Looked like a showroom. Not horror, not the Backrooms. Just a yellow box.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Fixed the lighting, ran it again. Now the player couldn't move at all. The collision system had a return true hard-coded inside it. It was blocking every movement input the entire time. Fixed that. Now the movement worked, but W and S were reversed. Walking forward moved you backward. At this point, I had patched the code 5 separate times. No flashlight, no ghosts, no doors. None of the features I actually asked for. Just a broken yellow maze that barely let you walk around. And then ChatGPT looked at the full code and said something surprisingly honest. It said, "Do not continue patching this. The architecture is too messy. We need to rebuild from scratch."
Emotional damage!
So after all of that, multiple parts, multiple errors, multiple fixes, ChatGPT recommended starting over. Gemini's turn. Same prompt, pasted in. Gemini didn't complain about length, didn't ask to split into parts, it just built it. One response, complete code, single index.html file, ready to run. I opened it in live server and, honestly, it was actually kind of scary. The yellow wallpaper was there, the fog was thick, the fluorescent lights flickered, the corridors felt narrow and uncomfortable in the right way. There were problems. Sensitivity was too high. The environment was too dark, but the foundations were solid. So I sent one follow-up. Add spotlights on the ceiling. Add a player flashlight. Add ghost anomalies. Add doors. Make it more eerie. One conversation. One response. Gemini rebuilt the whole thing with every feature added. Ceiling fixtures with flickering spotlights. A torch you could toggle on and off. Shadow figures that stood at the end of corridors and watched you. Wooden doors placed randomly against walls. I ran it again. And the moment I turned the flashlight on and saw a shadow figure standing completely still at the end of a yellow corridor, that actually got me. One more small tweak. Pushed the fog back a little, brightened the ambient slightly, widened the flashlight beam. 2 conversations total. The game was done.
That's too easy!
Let me be real about what actually happened here. ChatGPT was more transparent. It warned me up front. It diagnosed problems correctly. It was honest when things got too messy. But the execution broke at every single step. Gemini just solved it. No warnings, no spiral of patches, no recommendation to start over, just a working result. The difference wasn't which AI was smarter. The difference was which one actually got me to a finished thing.
Here's the final Gemini version. Dark yellow corridors, flickering ceiling lights, the flashlight cutting through the fog, and somewhere in the maze, a shadow figure standing completely still, watching, and you're alone again in the back rooms with no exit. The best AI is the one that gets you to a finished result. ChatGPT is thorough, Gemini is decisive. Comment Backrooms and I'll drop the exact prompt. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one.